to reclaim the HR person from the entire ecosystem. And that's the beauty of the transformation that we are really looking at. And you look at it from a point of view of what is really the essence of generative AI and what is AI really making a difference to. How many organizations have taken the pain to educate their HR people on the potential of AI? I was, working with one of my mentees. He's started a company called My AI Guru, and he was telling me about which all sectors of employees he's addressing. And I said, I asked him this question: have you got requests from any organization to train their HR on AI? And he said, surprisingly, no. And that's a ridiculous thing. Organizations should first train their HR people on what is AI, because you're talking so much amount of AI, so much of fear factor, but nobody is even thinking to give them an idea about what is AI about. And the beauty of the point that I mentioned earlier, with so much amount of data, if today, instead of working on Excel sheet, if I can talk to the computer and get the data, you are spending a whole lot of your quality time on engaging with people. So I think it is something which is very important and very critical for organizations to reflect on. Have they trained their HR personnel on the impact of AI for their work as well as the people that they're there in the industry? I think that's a very important aspect to really look at. And then saying, have you looked at creating a roadmap for benefiting from this and freeing up your time to actually do HR specific activities? I think these things, if you actually are able to clearly articulate, and then the adoption of AI, I would say, will happen much more effectively. And to the other question, I think you were asking about people and their aspects. It's not that people are looking at it because you're not built up that connect, because you're away from the floor and meeting up with people. People have lost the trust and lost the connect with the HR personnel. So if you get that back, I think it will be much more an impactful, engagement with the line managers or the line teams itself and stuff like that. So I look at AI as a very, very positive disruption in the HR function if applied appropriately in partnership between HR and line managers.
Right, true. They should complement each other rather replacing each other. So that is the correct way. As you also covered that the HR should be properly trained how to handle, how to take advantage or how to take benefits from the AI or automation or technology. So unless and until HR is trained into that, definitely there is always fear that AI and technology will replace HR function. So I would like to go to audience for any questions from their side. Yes, please.
I'm from Talentica Software. There is a product called Recruitment ATS Applicant Tracking System, Talent Pool. I am the salesperson for that. Since we're discussing AI today, and I see there is a lot of back and forth between both the panel members, and I'm liking the discussion, by the way. Okay, here's the case study. A friend of mine works in an MNC. That colleague is quite frustrated right now. Looks like tools like ChatGPT tend to listen to your frustration. This person that I'm talking about is in a toxic work environment, and ChatGPT is a tool which listens to you. You can talk to it. It can give you advices also. The whole point, what I'm trying to ask is, what if this kind of tool can go ahead and tell that, what, if this college if this company is toxic for you, you should put your paper down, you should leave. How you will manage that kind of uh, problems?
If technology gets to that level of, I would probably be very happy. We're far from it. So the point which is, there is a lot of these things which are captured in models which are based on data, which is historic data, is very different from what is the human emotions and capture around that. There's a huge difference around that. Again, to your point, would you be stupid enough to listen to AI to tell you that you will not have your own intelligence to decide I can't stay in this organization? The other side of it, looking at it from that point of view. So that there are these aspects which are very crucial. But yeah, you are right on the fact that there is a lot of technology which is in and around us. How you use it effectively, and I think it's important to keep in mind that at the end of it, when you are looking at adopting technology at scale, it is a business driver for that technology and a business case for usage of that technology, which is very crucial. Organizations which have adopted it at scale had a very strong need for it, and hence it became a business imperative for me to adopt that technology. It was not that somebody brought a technology and I started looking at use cases around it. Once in a while it does happen that way, but to a large extent, most of the cases where AI has been deployed at scale, it has been a problem which has been very difficult to solve, and hence people have explored and brought in this. But I'll tell you something very interesting. We had very large number of cases which we were seeing in our organization, where people were having a tendency of doing self harm. Okay, we actually created a chatbot like setup where people could talk, and these people would be working in shifts late at night but wouldn't have anybody to talk to. So we had created a listening post chatbot where I could just go and interact and tell my issues, and the person on the individual will not feel anywhere concerned that there is a person who will be biased against me, but I would be able to tell, and we could capture the essence of out of it. It was not a solution, or it was not giving any recommendations, but it actually helped us identify people who could come and say, look, I have a problem. Okay, so we ran a very large program. It's one of the most successful programs. In fact, those of you who probably know, Dr. Vijay Kelkar was on the board of TCS, and he had pointed out this particular issue, that the number of suicide cases which are there are increasing, and do something about it. So we actually worked on this as a problem and took that as a solution where we could create a listening post. So I think there are opportunities like these, but it requires a very strong sponsorship and engagement with HR, technology, and the line managers.
I just have one point to add. You can't delegate your work to an AI tool. It can only help you, enable you to do your job better. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening to the panel. Myself, Atul Kankanala, spent around 25 years in a lot of industries, mainly IT, engineering services, healthcare, and retail. Uh, Very enlightened to be here with you people and getting some insights on AI. I just want to put a very rapid question, just seconding to the gentleman from TCS. Are HR people actually taking the efforts to learn AI? We always talk and hear about the fear factor. Yes, the companies should introduce their programs. That's one side of the story. But I have not seen many HR people getting involved in learning AI themselves. That includes me also. Okay. So, what's your take on this? Because, see, AI is going to take over whether we like it or we don't like it. That's going to be the future trend. It may come in bits and pieces, but it's going to come. So, what would your advice be to the aspiring HR professionals who are sitting here and to the industry? How should they, if the company is not sponsoring, they'll have to gear up, right? So, change is the only thing which is persistent, I guess. So, like to have your take on that.
It's not about HR. In fact, today I was at a university and talking to students of engineering across all the streams. And I was telling them that you may actually forget to brush your teeth, but you should look at what is happening in the world of AI. Because that's the pace at which things are changing. So it is not about HR professional. It's about all of us also. It is good to keep in touch with what all is changing, what are the type of things which are disrupting the way things are. And it is an inquisitiveness that one should have about it, which will drive things. So I would say that immaterial of whether it is an HR person or whatever, given that there is so much amount of being talked, right? We had the prime minister of the largest democracy going to an AI conclave and talking, giving a keynote speech, right? That itself is a good indicator to say that, yeah, it is important for us to look at. Every budget, we've been tracking the budget things, and Prashant and team does a wonderful stuff. Every budget, some 500 crore plus is allocated to AI on different areas: agriculture, healthcare, smart cities, education. The number is keeping on growing. So effectively, it is impacting every stream. So answer is that as individuals, as people who are educated class, should absolutely know about AI and build up that understanding ki, और क्या हो रहा है, what are the things which are happening, And people always look at it from a point of view of which jobs AI will take. And I have fantastic discussions with Dr. Ajit Ranade, one of the well-known economists of India. And Ajit and I have had fantastic discussion on how AI can create more jobs. And that discussion has been probably one of the most productive discussions I've had with somebody who is not at all technology savvy, but who understands that AI potentially for a country like India can create a lot more jobs. So I think it's a different perspective. One has to keep that open mind and look at technology in a way that it suits us as a country and as a community as such.
Yes, absolutely. Irrespective of your function, everybody should now update himself or herself or upgrade themselves. Any other question? So it's a time to close now. So thank you very much for your valuable insight and perspective. And as a conclusion of this, we can say that there is no need to fear HR function or HR um, uh, people from AI or technology, but they have to go with hand in hand and take a advantage of AI and technology, and they can work more with the people, more in problem solving issues, and more connect with the people with the help of HR, and so they will have a more speed in their function. So thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Thanks.
Thank you. Indeed, a very enriching conversation. May I request Mr. Prashant Girbane, Director General MCCI, to please felicitate the speakers. Mr. Shantanu Gosal, over here, please. Mr. Hemant Nadgowda. And our very own Mr. Dinanath Kolkar. May we have a group picture, please? Once again, we would like to thank all our sponsors and the exhibitors for their trust and collaboration. Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, SB Patil Institute of Management, and Institute of Management Development and Research, and the exhibitors PHI Edge, Valisha Technologies, and Tempest Management System. Before I hand it over to my colleague for the closing remarks and vote of thanks, a final list of announcements. The digital copy of the CSR handbook, which was released this morning, would be shared with all of you by the MCCI team through a WhatsApp link. We have the tea served outside. You could utilize the time and space for some networking, say up to around 5 o'clock. And before you leave, please make sure you drop your visiting cards in the designated box, which is placed in the registration area. Now I invite on stage Ms. Anuja Deshpande, MCCI officer in charge for the HRIR committee, for the concluding remarks and vote of thanks.
Good evening. A big round of applause for all the speakers. They made it so engaging today. If you check the company's leaders, which we listen to today, right from Tata Autocom, Kirloskars, Cummins, Forbes Marshall, Michelin, and then Icertis, Metasocial, Quick Hill, Centralogic, Sandvik, Valchandnagar, and again TCS. So many company leaders, we don't generally interact with them one to one. So at a time, we interact at least with one person. But today, we have listened to so many insights in all the areas of HR. So, what the message we are taking today? First thing is leveraging technology is too good. In talent acquisition, if you leverage the technology, it will help you a lot. Data driven approach is very useful. It can give you a place at business stable if you use the proper data sets. Cutting edge technology for employee engagement and wellness, really everybody is using it nowadays. And in the hybrid mode, in the like global scenario, it helps you a lot. And the last one, and the best one, is AI and technology taking HR function away. So you had listened to it just now, and as Dina sir said, you can just claim your HR function again. Leave all the mundane task or everything to the technology. So it was very, very, very interesting. For me, at least, it was interesting. I hope you all enjoyed it. And thank you so much to our guests today, Mr. Arvind Goel, Mr. Sanjay Kirloskar, to all the speakers. Uh, then we also had a book launch on CSR handbook. That handbook copy will be sent to you, a PDF of that sent to you on your WhatsApp before you reach home today. So thanks to Madhura, thanks to my team, thanks to our chairperson Nidhi Dhanju, my team Daneshwar, Varsha, Saurav, all who have worked for all this show actually. So thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for coming and enjoying and engaging for full day. You can network for half an hour here. Again, tea will be served and you can talk to each other. So all the leaders are available here. You can talk to them. Thank you so much. Thanks.